Do you ever look at your bookshelf or your growing to read list and wish you could read more, but feel like you never ever have the time? You see people online talking about the 52 books they read last year, and you think, how is that even possible? It feels like a superpower you just don't have. Well, what if I told you that by the end of this short video, you'll have a complete, practical toolkit to read a book every single week? And here's the best part. You don't need to learn any complicated speed reading techniques to do it. This isn't about reading faster. It's about reading smarter. Stick with me, because we're about to change the way you think about books forever. Part 1, the mindset shift. Before we get into the hacks, we have to start with the most important tool you have, your brain. The biggest barrier to reading more isn't time, it's our mindset. First, let's talk about the compounding effect. Reading a book a week, 52 books a year, sounds like a massive, intimidating goal. But it's not one giant effort. It's the result of small, consistent actions that build on each other. Reading for just 30 to 45 minutes a day doesn't feel like much, but over 7 days, you've read for hours. Over a year, that small habit compounds into a massive achievement. The goal isn't to conquer a mountain in a day, it's to take a few steps up the path every single day. Second, let's redefine our goal. It's about quality over quantity. The point of reading a book a week isn't to memorize every single word, date, and detail. That's a test-taking mindset. The real goal is to extract the key insights, the big ideas, and the 1 or 2 lessons that you can actually apply to your life. Releasing yourself from the pressure of 100% memorization is incredibly liberating. Okay, now for a very tactical mindset trick. This one is a game changer. Do you ever notice that when you read, you hear the words in your head as if a narrator is reading them to you? That's called subvocalization. For most of us, that little voice reads at our natural speaking speed, which is about 150 to 250 words per minute. But your brain can process words much, much faster than that. That voice in your head is a bottleneck. It's a speed limit. So how do we get past it? The solution sounds almost silly, but trust me, it works. While you're reading, try humming quietly to yourself or chew a piece of gum. This simple action occupies the part of your brain that wants to speak the words, freeing up your eyes to move across the page faster. You'll find you can absorb the information visually without having to say it in your mind. This alone can push your reading speed past your speaking speed, and you'll be amazed at how much faster you can get through a page. Part 2, the time blocking trick. Okay, your mindset's right. You're ready to read. Now, the million-dollar question. Where do I find the time? The first trick is daily consistency. Stop trying to read for 3 hours on a Sunday afternoon. That's a marathon, and it's exhausting. Instead, aim for just 30 to 45 minutes every single day. That's it. That's less time than a single episode of a Netflix show. A small, consistent daily habit is infinitely more powerful and sustainable than a rare, heroic effort. But where do you get those 30 minutes? That leads to the schedule swap trick. I want you to take an honest look at your day. How much time do you spend mindlessly scrolling through social media or watching random videos? I'm not judging, we all do it. That time is what I call low-value time. Here's the trick. Every time you get the urge to reach for your phone for a quick hit of social media, I want you to make a conscious choice. Grab your book instead. That 5 minutes Instagram scroll just became 5 minutes of reading. That 10 minutes watching TikToks just became a chapter in your book. You're not finding new time. You're swapping low-value time for high-value time. And that brings us to the third trick in this section, the have a book, will read trick. Always, and I mean always, have a book with you. Whether it's a physical book in your bag, the Kindle app on your phone, or an audiobook ready to go. Our days are full of these little pockets of dead time, waiting for an appointment, standing in line at the grocery store, waiting for a friend to arrive. These moments usually go to our phones. By having a book ready, you can turn that 5, 10, or 15 minutes of wasted time into productive reading time. It all adds up. Part 3, the active reading trick. All right, you found the time. Now let's make that time incredibly efficient. We do that by becoming an active reader. First up is the 3-layer reading method. Don't just open to page 1 and start reading blindly. You need a strategy. Layer 1 is a skim, your reconnaissance mission. Before you read, take 2 minutes to scan the table of contents. Read the introduction and the conclusion. Read the first and last sentence of each chapter. This gives you a mental map of the book. You'll understand its structure and main arguments before you even dive deep. Now, for the second trick to read more efficiently, the don't backtrack trick. One of the biggest time wasters in reading is when our eyes jump back to reread sentences. We do this unconsciously, usually because our focus wavers. To stop this, use a visual guide. This can be your finger, a pen, or a bookmark. Place it under the line you're reading and move it steadily forward. The simple action forces your eyes to keep a consistent pace and prevents them from backtracking. You will feel your reading speed instantly increase just by doing this one thing. And finally, the marginal notes trick. How many times have you picked up a book and spent the first few minutes trying to remember where you left off and what was happening? This trick eliminates that friction. When you stop reading, don't just put the bookmark in. Take a pencil and make a tiny dash or a star in the margin right where your eyes left the page. The next time you open the book, your eyes will go exactly to that spot. It's a tiny habit that keeps your momentum going and gets you back into the flow instantly. Part 4, the retention trick. Reading a book a week is pointless if you forget everything you read 2 days later. So how do we make the ideas stick? First is the teach what you learn trick. There's a famous saying, if you can't explain a concept to someone else, you haven't truly learned it yourself. The act of processing information and putting it into your own words is one of the most powerful ways to cement it in your memory. So when you finish a book or even a powerful chapter, do one of these things. Tell a friend or family member the one big idea you took away. Write a one-paragraph summary in a notebook or on your phone. Or, my personal favorite, is just open the voice memo app on your phone and record yourself explaining the key points for 2 minutes. And my final trick is a big one because it changes the definition of reading. It's the variety is king trick. Embrace audiobooks. By using audiobooks, you can read while you're doing other things. Your commute, your workout, your household chores, all of this can become reading time. By combining physical reading with audiobooks, you can easily double or even triple your reading consumption without needing a single extra minute in your day. I often read a physical nonfiction book in the morning and listen to a fiction audiobook on my drive to work. This variety keeps things fresh and maximizes my time. So, let's recap the system. 1. Shift your mindset, focus on the compounding effect, and stop that little voice in your head from slowing you down. 2. Find the time. Swap just 30 to 45 minutes of low-value scroll time for high-value reading time, and always have a book ready. 3. Read actively. Skim first, use your finger as a guide to prevent backtracking, and make a tiny mark where you leave off. 4. Make it stick. Teach what you learn and use audiobooks to read anywhere, anytime. You don't have to be a genius or have hours of free time to read a book a week. You just need a smarter system. Here is my challenge to you. Don't try to do all of these things at once. Just pick one. Pick one trick from this video that resonated with you and try it for the next 7 days. Whether it's chewing gum while you read, swapping your phone for a book, or trying an audiobook on your commute. Start small and let the momentum build. And I want to know which one you're going to try. Let me know in the comments below. Which of these tricks are you most excited to try first? I read all the comments and I'd love to hear what works for you. Thanks for watching. Now go grab a book. Happy reading!